Okay, welcome to REI Investor Talk Show, where we bring you insights from leaders shaping the future of property, investment, and technology. I'm your host, Neil Peterson, and today I'm joined by Mark Fairweather. He's the Managing Director of MRI Software Africa, and Melissa Wessels. She's Director of Professional Services at MRI Software in Cape Town. So Mark has been at the forefront of property technology for many years, starting with MDA Property Systems before leading MRI's African expansion after its acquisition. And he's passionate about customer experience, digital transformation, and also growing talent in Africa's PropTech and facility management space. So MRI is a global leader in the real estate software solutions area and helping organizations streamline operations, drive sustainability, and improve efficiency. And here in Africa, they're making a major investment in job creation, digital innovation, and future skills. Mark and Melissa, welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us.
Thanks very much for having us, Neil. Great to be here.
Thank you, Neil.
It's great to have you as well, Melissa. So, Mark, let's start off with you. MRI has significantly expanded its footprint in Africa since acquiring MDA Property Systems. How do you see MRI's role evolving on the continent over, let's say, over the next 5 years?
Neil, look, it's been an interesting journey. Reflected upon this at our recent event in Johannesburg, MRI Ascend 2025, and over the last decade, we've grown the team here in South Africa from 35 to more than 550 people that we currently have in region, and our client base we've grown from probably about 500 to north of 7,000 at the moment. So, if I look forward, I think we're going to continue to see growth. South Africa and Africa for MRI globally, we see as a growth market, not only in terms of the solution sets that we can deploy into the market, but also using South Africa as a really important pillar of our global delivery of software. So, in the last 24 months, I think we've hired around 250 people in South Africa to serve our global business. So it's not only serving the South African market, but we also have talent here in region that we're able to deploy on our global solutions and to benefit our global client base. So I think we'll continue to see that growth continue. I think we see exciting opportunities as South African REITs look to diversify their portfolios as well and look beyond the borders of South Africa. We're able to support them with that expansion and diversification through our access to global solutions that we're able to assist them with. So I think a lot more growth in our future, and we're very excited about that.
Well, that's wonderful growth. It's great to see that kind of growth happening over that period of time. And obviously having that global footprint definitely helps. So Melissa, let's talk about MRI's growth in South Africa that comes with a strong focus on employment, which is something which we really need, and also skills development. Can you share how your investment in creating jobs, and most importantly, uplifting local talent?
Yeah, thanks, Neil. So I think it's important to note that MRI South Africa, growth and people, they go hand in hand. And as we expand, we're creating jobs by building strong local teams, developing new capabilities, and delivering service from South Africa, as Mark said, into our global markets. So more importantly, we're investing in local talent, giving South Africans the skills and opportunities to thrive in PropTech, and in the process, we're contributing to a stronger, more resilient economy.
That's fantastic. So, that's exactly what we need as an economy, and PropTech is leading the way. We're seeing usage of PropTech increasing. Let's talk a little bit about the Voice of the Facility Manager 2025 report. And so, Mark, your new report highlights heavy workloads and outdated systems as pressing issues. So what surprised you most about the South African findings in that report?
Well, Neil, it obviously looked at some other markets as well, and I think it's as South Africans we always want to be winning, whether that's the World Cup or just a weekend rugby game. So I guess it highlights certain areas where, as an industry, we might be lagging behind. And I think that comes from, overstretched resources, tight budgets, and, just the constraints within which we're operating. I think we're starting to see an acceleration in terms of change in adoption of technology sets in other areas. So that's promising. But the property sector specifically has always been one that's been a little bit resistant to change and maybe lagging a little bit behind some of the other sectors. So, I think it was surprising that we're a little bit behind, but I'd like to look for some green shoots and say, hopefully, this drives some change that's necessary to adopt new technology sets to move us forward.
Excellent. So, Melissa, let's talk a little bit about the LEAD initiative. It's been spotlighted as a key driver of skills and talent development. Can you maybe share what is its vision and how does it position young professionals for success, particularly in PropTech?
All right. Thanks, Neil. So the LEAD initiative is about unlocking potential. We work with young people who have a drive, but not always have the access. And we give them the tools to succeed through this program. So through our 3 pillars, education, practical experience, and personal development, we're building confidence, we're building resilience, and transferable skills that prepare them to thrive in any industry, not only PropTech. And by bridging this gap between talent and opportunity, we're shaping a pipeline of capable, future-ready leaders.
Yeah, excellent. So, Mark, let's go back to talking about tech adoption. You mentioned, about adopting tech and the barriers thereof. And we've seen that almost half of facility managers, for example, cited cost as the biggest barrier to adopting new technology. Can you maybe share how is MRI helping clients overcome this hurdle?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. Glass half full, glass half empty. Which way do you look at it? Technology investment certainly comes with costs, whether that's from a human capital perspective within your own business or simply rands and cents in terms of acquiring the technology. But at the same time, you need to look at the benefit or the ROI that investment is going to give you. And I think what we try and do is we've been able to see this time and time again. A business like ours wouldn't be around 54 years later if there wasn't ROI on our technology being adopted within the industry. And so we try and help our clients go on that journey. We can leverage case studies and real world examples that we've seen before around how the investment in that technology set will enable you to scale faster, further, and be more efficient within your business. And you can focus on the things that matter, right? So we walk a journey with our clients and we try and put that into as usable a business case as we can for them to take that forward and see the benefit.
Okay, so let's just expand a little bit on AI and digital transformation. There's a number mooted. I think it's 45% of facility managers are willing to switch systems for AI capabilities. So what role do you see AI? And of course, this is a new buzzword today, isn't it? Playing in shaping the future of facility, and it's more than a buzzword. It's here and it's changing the world, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting you say that. I was reflecting a year ago at our Ascend in 2024. AI was kind of arriving, and today it's been around and evolved very rapidly. The statistic you mentioned is interesting in the facilities management space. We recently polled the property industry as well in South Africa, and more than 80% of the property sector is saying they are or are about to embark on adopting AI. So MRI, that's the heart of what we do. We have AI embedded in a majority of our systems. We're leading our development with AI as well. And so certainly in the FM space or the facilities management space, there's a massive opportunity to get rid of repetitive tasks, streamline, speed up, become predictive. in terms of, scheduled maintenance as well, or, things that aren't necessarily scheduled but can be more reflective of usage. The amount of people that are moving in and out of a space could often change the FM requirements, as opposed to, doing an inspection every 3 hours. Well, if a facility hasn't been used in the last 3 hours, there's probably no need for us to go check it out and clean it. But maybe 60 minutes have passed and 1,000 people have been through there. Well, we probably need to get into there a little bit faster. So we can leverage AI to become a lot more responsive and adjust those traditional schedule-based facilities management tasks into something a lot more predictive and meaningful. So, yeah, we're excited about that, and we continue to look at ways that we can improve our clients' efficiency through the adoption of AI.
Excellent. So, Melissa, I want to bring you in here. I mean, we want to build the right skills for the future. So what are the most critical skills young professionals need to thrive in PropTech and facility management? And how is MRI helping to close that skills gap? I mean, given that we've just been talking about AI as an adoptive technology.
So the most critical skills for the future, I believe, go beyond technical know-how. Yes, digital literacy and understanding of technology are essential, but what really sets young people apart are transferable skills like problem solving, adaptability, collaboration, and the confidence to navigate change. Because I think in life, the most consistent thing is change. If we look at how the industry is constantly changing with adapting AI and all these other tools coming on board, that's what's going to set us apart. And in property tech and facility management especially, the ability to blend people skills with tech skills is what will drive real impact.
Okay, excellent. So let's talk a bit about sustainability, net zero, Mark. So in your report, 38% of South African facility managers view net zero targets as essential, the highest in the EMEA, which is your international network. I mean, how is MRI supporting clients in meeting these sustainability goals?
Well, we've actually got a solution specifically for the energy space as well, which we've been piloting within South Africa, within our own spaces, so within our own MRI offices as well. So the use case is vast. It's for, with landlords, occupiers such as ourselves, to look at firstly measuring and seeing the impact that we have, and then two, trying to drive and change behavior. So yeah, we're kind of, tasting our own soup, if I can call it that, in terms of consuming our own technology sets to see how we at MRI can reduce our footprint, and also how this technology set can be used by our client base to, one, measure, two, report on, and three, become more efficient.
Okay, good. So let's focus on the customer experience. I mean, you've had a long career with a very strong emphasis on customer experience, and you've touched a little bit on that already. But how does that philosophy shape the way MRI serves its African clients today?
Yeah, I think the customer is always first for me, certainly. I think that's been a passion of mine since I started my career more than 20 years ago. And, I think if leading with that and having a strong relationship, I guess it's like a marriage, right? It's not entirely smooth sailing all the time. There's ups and downs. But if you've got the type of relationship where we can speak about the challenges openly and work collectively on them, well then we're going to be in a better space. So, I think that's probably the primary philosophy that I have, is we work through challenges together. And fortunately enough, I've had a great client base here in South Africa that I've been able to work a really, really long time with. And for that, I'm ever thankful.
Great stuff. So I think you've got great understanding there. So I'm going to ask each one of you, just in closing, maybe just to leave, a message to the landlords, to the facility managers, to the investors listening today, to walk away with, and maybe starting with you, Melissa. What is that you would like to leave them? Maybe a piece of advice that they could take away. What would that be?
For me, it's about creating opportunities for the youth of our country, right? I think we all in South Africa have a role to play. It's not just an opportunity, it's actually our responsibility to act. And if we all come together, we all foster the same understanding of not just sitting around speaking about the challenges, but actually finding real opportunities, meaningful ones, to make these changes, to create opportunity, we will all be able to lift our South Africa together. And I mean, bringing a global business into our country is great, but putting that South African flair on it, that spirit of Ubuntu, where we all care for each other and we lift each other and we bring each other along for the ride, that's what it's all about. And that's what it means to be South African for me.
Excellent. Great. Thanks. And Mark, I'm going to ask you the same question, but also maybe can you maybe just share an example? Could be a difficult question where, of a client success story. One where MRI's technology has actually transformed operations for a client in South Africa. Maybe if you could share, what was the challenge, what was changed. We don't have to go into too much detail, but maybe just an example of something which really turned that business around using MRI technology.
I'll start by just, sharing a little bit about the future here in South Africa for us. And, I think we certainly think the future is brighter than the past. But it's not just about the technology or the bricks and mortar that, make the industry what it is today. None of this would be possible without people. The people that build the solution sets that we have the fortunate position of being able to deploy into the market, but two, the people that support our clients, whether that's tenants or the landlords, and then thirdly, the communities within which we operate, right? We firmly believe that real estate is where you live, work, and play. Those are the three areas, and that requires thriving communities, and that's one we want to create and support. And so that's why we the future is brighter, and why we continue to invest not only in our own people but the people in the communities around us.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Mark and Melissa, thank you for sharing your insights. I think that's been very insightful. And I mean, it's clear MRI is not just growing in Africa, but also playing a crucial role, I think, in shaping the future of facility management and also PropTech, AI. We're seeing sustainability on the continent. And to our audience, if you want to learn more, you can visit mrisoftware.com/ZA, and you can check out the Voice of the Facility Manager 2025 report for deeper insights. Once again, Mark and Melissa, thank you very much for your time. I'm Neil Peterson, REI Investor Talk Show. Stay informed, stay inspired, and keep investing wisely.